Have you ever wondered if the pursuit of happiness is leading you down the right path? Many of us chase after relationships and desires, believing they'll bring us joy. But what if the happiness we seek is actually hidden in places we've been told to avoid? Today on Learn Islam, we'll explore the real cost of chasing temporary pleasures and how true happiness can only be found in the ways that Allah has prescribed. Is there any joy in this? And when you ask this brother or sister, after you offer them some advice or some harsh criticism about their behavior, about their relationships, about their social media browsing, you give them advice, they say, "I just want to be happy. That's why I'm in this relationship. I just want to be happy. I'm looking for happiness." But take it as a rule of thumb, a rule in life, the happiness that you are searching for will never be found in those places that Allah has prohibited. And if you don't understand this, my dear brother, my dear sister, trust me, you will miss the mark of happiness every single time. And that is why it is said that any individual who becomes attached to something other than Allah will suffer at the hands of that thing 3 times. You will suffer at the hands of the very object of love 3 times. The first time you will suffer is during the chase as you try to pursue it. The second time you suffer is after you've pursued it. It's now yours, you now fear that it will leave you. And the third time you suffer at its hands is after it leaves you. Is there any joy in that? Is this really a heavenly pursuit, or is that more of a nightmare-type pursuit? There is no joy or happiness, maybe temporary pleasure, but no long-term joy, in those departments and domains that Allah has prohibited. There is a story that demonstrates this rule so accurately. It speaks about a man who was standing outside of his home when a very attractive woman passed by, and she was asking, "Where are the directions to Hammam Ajab?" Hammam, meaning a spa, and Ajab, is its name. Does anyone know the directions to it? So the man, now tempted, pointed to the door of his house and said, "I think it's here." She goes inside, unaware, and he follows her, closing the door behind them. Realizing she's in a very unfortunate circumstance, he begins to seduce her. She needs to get out of this difficult situation, so she thinks of a plan. She says, "Look, I mean." She expressed fake delight and said, "Let's make this night worthwhile. Bring us something to eat, bring us something to drink first." He said, "Of course, I'm going to bring you everything you want," and he rushed out of the house, forgetting to lock the door. When he came back with his shopping, guess what? She made a run for it. Good for her. Now he lost his bearings, literally, he lost his mind. He came out of the house screaming, reciting couplets of poetry, "Where is that tired woman who once said to me, where is the direction to? Where is she? Where is she?" He lost it completely and went insane, repeating these words over and over again, hopelessly roaming the streets. He lived on for many years, and eventually, he was reclining on his deathbed, the throes of death pulling out his soul. Shortly before he died, his friends gathered around him and said to him, "Say the Shahada. Let the last words that you meet Allah with be the statement of the Shahada, because we know those who die upon something will be resurrected upon the same thing, be it a good deed or a sin." Instead, he said, "Where is that tired woman who once said to me, where is the way to?" He repeated that until he died. Where is the joy in that? Is that a heavenly pursuit, or more of a nightmare that we should avoid? Brothers and sisters, I ask you gently, which of the two is happier? You tell me, from a logical perspective, not even a scriptural one. Who is happier? Is it individual A, or couple A, who pursue a relationship outside of wedlock, outside of marriage, under the guise of night when apparently no one can see them, to spend a short-lived moment of pleasure in the prohibited, only to be consumed by guilt and pain thereafter? They know Allah Almighty said, "Don't go near fornication. It is an abomination and a very evil path to follow." They know that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, had seen the fornicators in the graves before the day of judgment, burning within furnaces of fire. That type of guilt consumes them, and should someone knock on the door when they're in the middle of the act, They pounce in fear because they know Allah does not approve, family does not approve, community does not approve. Guilt consumes them. Then, if she becomes pregnant, the pain and regret is compounded, and if they choose to abort that child, the pain is compounded further. Is this happiness? Or is it individual B, who patiently waits for the arrival of a righteous spouse to come to them through dua, good companionship, friends, and community? They wait, using salah as their weapon, dua, hijab, lowering of the gaze, the fear of Allah, and the prayer of the night. They get married in the halal way, in an open ceremony where everyone is invited, everyone is smiling, exchanging dua, and giving gifts. When they spend an evening with one another, they're at peace because they know there is charity in carrying out sexual relations within marriage, they are being rewarded. Should someone knock on the door when they are in the middle of that act, they are unfazed. Why should they be fazed? Whether they open the door or not, they know Allah approves of them, their community approves of them, their family approves of them. Who are they to fear? And then, if she becomes pregnant from that union, the happiness is compounded. Should she deliver the child, there is a feast, gifts, happiness, a meal, dua, an extension to their heritage, a righteous boy or girl. Their happiness is compounded. Who's happier? They've sold us a lie when they told us that happiness can be found in the prohibited. Allah said, "The filthy and the pure are not equal, even though you may be impressed by the quantity of the evil." So be conscious of Allah, O people of intellect, so that you may be successful. Thank you for watching. If you found this discussion insightful, please give it a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to Learn Islam for more content that guides you on the path of true happiness. May Allah guide us all to what is best. See you in the next video.